Sweet.
Awesome.
Let's do it. Okay. Welcome, one and all, to episode 62 of Peace Talk. This is definitely going to be a very special episode. And of course, for those who are new to the series, this is really my opportunity and outlet to profile and get to show you other spiritualists in the community. Some you already are familiar with. Shout out to you guys in the live chat. Thank you for joining us, and welcome, Nailea. How are you doing?
Good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for coming on the show. I'm feeling really refreshed. I'm glad it's the summer solstice right now. So
So am I. I woke up feeling like just refreshed and like I don't know, there's some exciting energy going on right now.
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I also feel profound intensity. I feel like I'm preparing for a bit of a war here, but yeah, I do freshness right now, which is really cool.
Yeah, me too.
So yeah, oh wait a minute. Okay, yeah. So for those who aren't as aware, um, Nailea does do twin flame readings and speaks much about the dynamic. And of course, we'll bring that up later in the talk. But I just wanted to remark on that now because I've definitely always been skeptical. I've been a bit skeptical about the journey or about twin flames in general. And it will be seeing your posts on Instagram and the cards you post and the videos you would also upload that has really it would always catch me whenever I'm ready to like walk away and then my faith gets restored. So I just wanted to thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, I didn't even know that I was on a twin flame journey also. I think I'd heard about it briefly at one point on my spiritual journey, but I never thought I would be on it. It was something that sort of just came to me when I realized that that's what I was experiencing. So I get it. A lot of people come to me and they're like, I don't even know what twin flames are.
And help each other out, right? But yeah.
Definitely.
For those also who aren't aware or are interested, what is your zodiac sign and your moon sign?
Oh, yes. So my sun sign is Virgo. I'm also a Virgo rising, and my moon is in Aries. I know I mentioned that to you before.
Is your Virgo rising like in the beginning of Virgo or like nearly?
um, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know too much about astrology. Like I'm familiar with it. I've looked into it a little bit. I don't know.
All right, that's totally fine.
Can you look that up?
Yeah, we actually can. I would just need to know what time you're born.
Okay, so I was born at 7:20 a.m.
Actually, if you don't mind, I can share my screen and we can kind of do a little mini reading for you.
Yeah, let's do that.
Awesome. Okay. You said 7:20 a.m.
Yes.
Okay. And what about your birthday?
My birthday is August 29, 1988.
Oh, sweet. And where were you born?
So it's Durango. Can you spell that? Durango,
Gotcha.
Mexico.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know that about me. I was actually born in Mexico.
Okay, the real deal for sure. All right. Oh, I'm so glad I asked. Okay, this is profound. I'm gonna share the screen right now.
Yeah, I've had it read before,
Oh, sweet.
but I want to see what you have to say also.
All righty. So let me see. It's on here, right? So I would say right off the bat, the reason why I wanted to know what degree you were is because I wanted to know if you were a 12th house sun or a first house sun. So your sun's not only in the 12th house, but the 88 generation has the North Node in Pisces.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, having the South Node on a Virgo in the 12th house, it now makes so much more sense to me how on point your readings are.
Uh-huh.
Number one, and number two, how you're very open and aware of the whole. Not even I don't because I don't want to just limit you as just a twin flame reader. I think what you really want to show people is soulmate dynamics in all its forms too.
Oh yeah, I want to help people with all of it. I talk about all of it. It just so happens that, twin flames has kind of become my thing.
Yeah.
But when I started, I actually was helping a lot of people with life purpose. What am I supposed to do? What's my purpose here? And now I'm falling back into that. And actually, twin flames and even soulmates too they are like intertwined. I find that they're connected, but especially the twin flame,
Yeah.
because the twin flame awakens you spiritually if you're not awakened already, or it will awaken you more to other parts of yourself that you didn't know were there. So the twin flame thing, your twin flame and your spiritual path, life purpose, they're always connected. It's like you discover one because of the other.
Okay. Yeah, and I mean, of course, from experience, I could say the same too. But that's definitely how. Um, I mean, not necessarily as simply as you explained, but yeah, definitely.
I'm good at putting things simply.
So yeah, I really would like to focus first on you having your North Node on the seventh house. It's actually your destiny to
Mhm.
establish divine partnerships for
Yes.
honestly like mind blowing right here. Like it doesn't
Hmm.
get any clearer than that. And of course, being in the 12th house is I feel a very supernatural um placement because in Virgo it's like seeing the science of spirituality and you see all the details of unconscious parts of others. I don't want to say unconscious, but like you can see the details of the metaphysical perception of what most people won't see. Because I know me personally, I don't have any Virgo energy, and I don't really analyze information. Like there are things that I just put in front of me and I don't notice. So it's I like to call it a master vibration. And I see your Mercury is in the first 28 degrees Virgo, which
Yes.
actually that's the supreme position right there. I'm biased. I love Mercury, but in the first house, it's like being able to analyze information so critically in a genius way, and then you relate it all to yourself.
For sure. I noticed that early on, that I am very like connected to the spiritual. I've always been, but I'm able to sort of, like you said, analyze it. It's like I'm a computer, like putting it into files, putting it into order, making it make sense to people.
Yeah. And then, of course, you have Venus in Cancer, which now we can see where the compassionate side of you comes from, of Venus.
Yeah. Someone
But,
told me that that's like a motherly placement. Like if you have that, it's like you're motherly to everyone.
and interestingly enough, Juno's there too, which makes well for relationships as far as like commitment, which is really good. But yeah, your Mars is in Aries with your moon, so
Yeah.
that's a really stark contrast. Do you feel like your Aries fights your Virgo side
Oh
of?
my gosh. Yes, I have always felt like this. I always feel like there's almost like two sides to me. On one side I'm so like conservative and I want to like nitpick at things, and I'm very like shy and cautious, and on the other side I just want to go for things. I just have all this passion. And it's like it's always fighting the other. I have to find this balance.
That's I would say that's I mean, to add to the passion, how does that mix with your? It's like your Mars and Aries can want to do anything passionately, but your Venus and Cancer might feel sensitive about something. So, how do you deal with that clash? I didn't explain it the best.
Yeah, that there's also that, right? Well, it's kind of it's a clash as well, because like I said, on one hand it's like with the Cancer. in the Venus, I'm very sensitive and I want to be fulfilled emotionally and I want to connect to people emotionally. But at the same time, I have this drive to just go for things and not think about it so much, not dwell so much on the emotional side. It's a balance that I've had to learn to sort of find. And in like my relationships, I'm like very like passionate again. I like excitement. I like fun. So I think I bring like the Virgo side into that. Like I love talking to people and I love to make it fun. And I'm actually very very talkative, and it's just I don't know. I have a lot of drive when it comes to relationships, whether it's romantic or just friendship, both.
Nice.
But
I mean, that makes sense too, because all that Aries energy in the seventh house wouldn't make for one that's really shy, actually. So it's like
yeah.
you could be introverted and extroverted, which is really
I'm both. And I think sometimes it throws people off. They say, wow, I thought you were one way. Look at me and they say, you're so feminine and sweet. But then I have this like dark side to me that that people only really get to see once you like get to know me. Yeah.
yeah. Actually, I want to touch on that. Okay, so Virgo rising, Virgo sun, right? But then the Aries moon, even though it's in the seventh house, it's gonna be an eighth house to your Virgo energy. So that's what I like to call like makes you yin yang master, but that's what I like to call a transformer. It's like that duality is very. I personally have that too from Gemini to Capricorn. So I really like to. I'm kind of amazed to see this at the Virgo expression because
Ah,
it's direct, it's fundamental, it's a um I just love how you called the Aries portion of it your dark side, which is very interesting. I'm pretty sure, like you said, when only when people get to know you, but just like Christine said, Aries moons are so intense. So I
oh
bet
yeah.
Mars there, you really like a lot of adrenaline.
I love adrenaline. That's not very like Virgo typical, right? It's like this yin energy, but also like not in the city, but near LA County. Um, yeah, I live like this little town nobody has heard of really.
Cool, cool. And
Yeah.
how long have you how oh okay. How long have you or you're not from LA originally, is what I want to ask, right?
No, I've lived here my whole life. I actually immigrated to the US from Mexico when I was a baby. So I've lived here my whole life. That's why a lot of people, wouldn't be able to guess that I'm Mexican. I do speak Spanish, not very well. Like I couldn't do readings in Spanish. I get asked that a lot. But yeah, I know Spanish and I've lived here my whole life pretty much.
Nice. Okay, that's what's up. Um,
Yeah.
what's it? All right, interesting. So, how have you personally seen the growth in LA? And if you know elsewhere in the country too, please speak on. But how have you noticed the difference between the acceptance of what you do in LA before versus now? Because LA has always been like an open, seemingly space.
Yeah. Well, the thing about LA is that, it's very much about show business. I pick up collective energies too. There's a mix of different things. Um, but I noticed that there's the people that are awakened, that are very spiritual, or they want to be, they want to know more about themselves, about their true selves. They're becoming more awakened, more enlightened. And it's something that's growing. And I think it will continue to grow. But of course, there's still some people that totally don't get it, or they don't care. Sure.
And I do like noting the difference in entertainment versus like taking it more spiritual. Although I do kind of see some of that turning into a trend. It's like almost too much of a good thing, but in other senses, yeah, it's fascinating to see some people wake up. Um, and also how they do. It's always mostly it's interesting how you said like how they want to try and apply it to their work and apply it to their love. So not to criticize it, but it's just really interesting to see what's actually sparking or activating the catalyst. But Yeah.
Yeah, I think what's activating it more is that people are realizing that they're not happy with where they're at because a lot of people, are just doing what they think is right for them, what society tells you is right, or what your parents grew up. You grew up with your parents telling you, this is what you should be doing, and now it's like people are tired of it. I think people really want to be truly happy and truly fulfilled, and so that's really what I find awakens people. Um, I would say that's what awakened me to this, to what I'm doing now. I've always been very in tune, like I could um, connect to people. Like I, it's hard to explain. Like ever since when I realized that wasn't the case, I became very depressed. Like, well, what do I do? I'm not happy with, just doing like a regular 9 to 5 and doing typical things. And I think that's really what led me to this.
And I'm glad you actually mentioned that because that was more along the lines of my next question. When did you actually start doing what you do?
Well, I started doing readings. Yeah, I started doing readings when I was oh, a few years ago, so 2014. Prior to that, I had wanted to be like a counselor. I did a lot of different things. Like I wanted to be an artist. I was a makeup artist for a while. I was a painter for a while. I did a lot of artistic things because, it's spiritual. It connects you to the spiritual. But then I said, no, I really want to help people. You know, typical Virgo thing, right? You want to be help. You want to help people. Yeah, and then so I started. I started become. Well, I was taking classes. I was in a psychology major, but of course, that wasn't fulfilling either. And I thought, wow, I'm going to be in so much debt. I'm going to be in school for a very long time, and I don't really know where this is going. And that's when I really decided that, okay, I need to actually do what I want to do. And so I started just exploring Reiki and energy healing. And then somehow I stumbled upon tarot cards and I used that to, to start off. So that was once I just started following my divine guidance, the guidance that I was getting from my soul and from my angels. It led me to this path. It wasn't like I did it overnight. It's kind of a path. I went from one thing to another, and then it evolved.
Nice. And okay, personally, when you started tarot too, how were you able to integrate your skills through the cards? But really, what I wanted to ask is,
Yeah.
were there any really like spooky moments when you started, or like how how was that process for you?
um, I think the cards were just kind of a tool to use to kind of learn, I guess, how to kind of hone my skill that I already had. Right. And actually the cards were very confusing to me at first. Like they're fun, some of them are cool, like the pictures on them, but it was kind of confusing. Like I didn't understand, like, what am I supposed to get from these? But the person that I learned from, she said it doesn't even matter what it says on the card. It doesn't matter what it says in the book. That's just the artist's interpretation. It's a tool to channel off of, a focal point.
True that, true that. And personally witnessed in some readings of yours where you do pull the card right after you say it, which is really fun. Um, Definitely, actually. So, on top of all that, what, because when it comes to now, like embracing and surrendering to higher metaphysical unions, what really, how did you kind of start embracing that?
The metaphysical unions.
Yeah, I'm trying not to say twin flame union.
Okay. I'm like, are we talking about my union with the spiritual or my union with like another person? What are we talking about? Metaphysical partner.
No,
you know, um, and I didn't know that's what it was. Like I didn't put a label to it. I said this is a twin flame. I thought, okay, he's a soulmate. We vibe. We have a lot in common. He's spiritual like I am. There were certain things we had in common, and so I thought, okay, cool, it's a soulmate. I was like asking my angels for guidance about this relationship, And it just came to me that it was a twin flame. Like I literally saw the words twin flame in my third eye. I really had no idea. And that's when I discovered, okay, so this is a twin flame. And this was a long time ago. So this was before I was even doing twin flame readings. So I was on this path, on the twin flame path, not knowing that's what it was, by myself with no help, nothing, just trying to navigate through that. And then eventually I realized, okay, that's what it is. And somehow I just decided to start doing twin flame readings, on YouTube. And I noticed that it has awakened a lot of people to the whole twin flame thing. Like they'll say, oh, I had no idea that's what it was. Now that you explain it, it makes sense. So it's a very spiritual connection, right? I guess you argue that all soulmates are spiritual, all relationships are spiritual. Yeah. But there's something different about the twin flames. It's more like nobody awakens you more to your purpose. Nobody enlightens you more to yourself, because no one brings up your shadows more. And by bringing up the shadows, bringing them to the light, what does that do? It awakens you.
True that. Actually, if anything, what or how deeply? No. What I was going to ask you was, yeah, no, because people like actually oh god,
it's the Virgo Mercury.
Yeah, no, it's funny too because every time I like talk with a Virgo, there's always that kind of like low in where I guess because we're both Mercury or something, like it's kind of more evident. But yeah, so how I know people think soulmates are twin flames, or twin flames are different than soulmates. So what's a good way to really more distinct? You answered the question, but is there really much of a difference, or are they one the same?
Yeah. Well, this is where, a lot of people say, okay, well, I don't believe in that. That's a bunch of crap, But so soulmates, let's start with that. You have a lot of soulmates, right? You probably have, like, I don't know, an eternal amount of soulmates. I don't know, a lot, and they can be your family, can be your romantic partner, they can be your dog, anyone that you have a soul connection to, right? And you have lots of them. And sometimes it's not romantic, sometimes it is, there's a lot of different kinds of soulmates. But with twin flames, the idea here is that you only have one. It's that you come from the same energy, from the same it's almost like, because you're still two people, you're still two consciousness, you still have two souls, but it's like two souls that came from the same energy.
Okay. Yeah. Is it like a polarity, like a
yes,
and one reps one polarity and the other one?
Exactly. So if you look at it energetically like that, yeah, you could say, we have this energy and it kind of splits into the polarity. It represents the feminine and the masculine, the divine feminine, divine masculine. And then those two will incarnate into, human beings, physical people. And one will be a woman, one will be a male. But I've also seen it with, same-sex couples. I've seen it where the man actually represents the divine feminine sometimes. So it can be either one, but yeah, it splits into the polarity, the two, the yin and yang.
Nice. And to further, so it makes sense, there's only one that reflects, but
right.
Is it possible that person can change to where someone else embodies the energy, or is it usually just going to be that one person? Which, I mean, obviously it's just going to be that one, but
it's just going to be that one. I mean, like, I suppose anything's possible, right? But yeah, it's usually just that one other person, because like you said, it's a polarity. Would it make sense if there was a lot of them?
Mm-hmm. No,
right? Then there would have to be a lot of you. And then does that make a bunch?
Is you've already met them. Like, you don't have to worry that you haven't, or like that, which is why I respect what you do and how you do it, because you do know how to encourage people to be active in their approach, but there's that compassion where you kind of feel how certain people might doubt the process, but then they still you could still kind of gain reassurance that it is who you think it is, in that sense. which is usually always one of the hardest parts, that
Yeah.
acceptance, if any.
Yeah, that's where I always tell people, you have to listen to your heart. And it sounds like cliche and like corny, but it's true because that's where your soul, I think that's where it's hard to explain. That's where your soul is connected. It's through your heart, right? Your mind is a tool of your body. So you will always know if you go within and ask your heart, okay, is this my twin flame? You will just have this inner sense of knowing. It might not make sense to your mind. It might you might have doubts about it because your mind might have doubts about it, but it's like deep down, it's just that it's your twin flame or is my twin flame. Usually it's none of them. Okay, why are you doubting this? Let's figure this out. My little Virgo brain, gets on the computer and is like, let's figure this out. Why are you doubting? The doubt always comes from fear, or it comes from, I'm afraid that this might not be. I'm afraid that I'm wrong. I'm afraid that he's not going to come back, or she, it always comes from fear. And the fear, it's never accurate because it's from your mind. The only time fear is logical, where it makes sense, is if you're actually in danger, like your life's about to end and you're in danger. But if you're just sitting there wondering if someone's your twin flame, but you're deathly afraid not, that tells you, okay, I'm just having these kind of irrational fears. My mind is overactive.
That's interesting.
So I think I understand the mind a lot too, because I also have a tendency to overthink. I can. That's like the shadow aspect of Virgos, is you're too analytical and critical, right?
Oh, okay, my bad. I thought you were gonna.
Oh, that's why people will try to explain it, and it's like you can't. You can't explain it. It's something you feel. It's something you know deep down in your soul. And this comes down to like anything you love. There's no like reason why you love it. You just do. It makes you feel good. It's just something your soul makes connects to that, whatever that is that you love, and you just love it. Can't explain it. And people make the mistake of trying to explain it.
Yeah. I'm definitely guilty here too. I like to explain it to death, which is horrible, and then still not get the right conclusion. But I guess there's a special fun in that, which I won't really speak on. But yeah, another fascinating part of this is how, being that the twin flame concept and connection is real, they really do mirror a lot of what you feel and go through too. So could you speak on more how, you can connect actively with this connection?
Okay. Well, the thing is, you're always actively connected. Okay. Sometimes people, maybe they haven't met their twin flame. Maybe they're not going to in this life. That's just not part of their path. It wasn't part of their life's mission. It's not what they wanted to experience. So sometimes people are consciously connected. But if you have already met your twin flame, you're always connected. And then there's also people that can kind of sense that, okay, I feel like I'm connecting to my twin flame, but I haven't met him or her yet. But they know that they're supposed to. So it's like if you're supposed to be connected, if you're supposed to be on this twin flame journey with somebody, you will always be connected. And I know this also because I've looking back, like in retrospect, I realized that I've always known that I was going to have a twin flame. I remember being a little kid and just thinking, there's one person I'm supposed to meet. I don't know what this means. It felt something spiritual, felt like something, like deep. I didn't even know it would be romantic or whatever. I just thought there's somebody I'm supposed to kind of meet or find, or someone that just is supposed to cross my path later on, and yeah, I dated people, I was in relationships, but there was always something like missing, and I always thought there was something wrong with me. Like, why am I not like that into this person? What's wrong with me? Why am I not dating like other people? So I always kind of had this unusual knowing that I had a twin flame. I didn't call it a twin flame because I didn't know that word.
And is there a difference between, and I know you make this distinction too in your readings, but is it and I'm saying this as some people may ask, some people may feel like, oh, I'm not supposed to be with anyone but my twin flame. But I know you say, some people may be more drawn to their soulmate or their twin flames. Um, could you explain that distinction?
Yeah. So the thing is, you can be with whoever you want, you know? Like I said, I've been in other relationships that I knew they weren't my twin flame, you know? Um, and it's okay if you are, like, maybe you haven't met your twin flame, or maybe you just happen to be in another relationship and then you meet them. It's like anything can happen, you know? But it's like once you become consciously aware that you have a twin flame, that this is it, and you're on this path and you're starting to heal yourself and awaken to certain. No, I was just gonna say that sometimes people will tell me I'm waiting for my twin flame, and I tell them, well, you're not waiting. You're on this path. You're healing certain things you have to heal. You're experiencing certain things you have to experience. You're not waiting. But if you're wanting to date someone else because you don't want to wait, and just because they're not giving you what you want at the time, it adds more confusion to the path. It adds more detours, which is not a bad thing, I guess.
I have Mars and Aries too, so I'm the most impatient. So yeah.
Yeah.
It's a refreshing message. 344 by the way, but it's refreshing, to know that it is active, and it's something that is, as you're building and growing, they're building and growing. So
It's a mutual thing.
so I have Oracle cards. We're going to pull like a soulmate twin flame reading for the zodiac signs. Yeah.
All right.
So you can pull a card, and then I'll pull a card to supplement whatever message you have.
Okay. So this is a soulmate twin flame card?
Yeah.
Okay. So like love.
Love, basically, yeah.
All right.
Sweet.
Okay. There is a deeply profound nature to this relationship. You will find this person as a result of a spiritual path, or you're already on a spiritual path, and that's why you've already met them. So there's a very spiritual connection here. Don't be discouraged if it doesn't turn out, like the typical kind of movie, fantasy type of relationship, because it's so much more than that. It's spiritual. And I'm also getting forgiveness. Or just people in the past, I guess you could say, people were marrying because, he or she was good looking. They had a nice job, or they just seemed to fit. They seemed compatible. It was what their family wanted. But now people are moving more towards these like spiritual connections. Well, no, I'm going to be with who I want to be with because they fulfill me spiritually.
All right, my bad. It looks like the people in the live chat are having mild interference. Like,
Uh-huh.
the video just kind of cuts. So it's on our end. It's running smoothly. I just find it interesting that there is some kind of interference to get in the way.
There always is with me.
Yeah, but thankfully the video playback will run smoothly. So,
Right.
but
Okay.
I guess we could do Aries then. Aries, Moon, Aries, all right.
Okay.
Oh, and the two for the collective that I have is the promise and higher perspective. So it echoes a lot the spiritual connection card.
It does.
It's like getting a divine understanding of what the meaning of the soulmate connection is, which is really cool.
That's awesome. They go so well together. Are you gonna go first, or am I gonna go first?
I can go first. That's fine.
Okay. All right.
So you were gonna pull two, right?
Yes.
Eminence, which is a divine feminine card, right? For a
Mm-hmm.
masculine Aries sign. This is interesting. It's the priestess that is emerging. But the oracle card I also have is act as if your partner is here. I love this card.
I love that card.
I really feel it in a metaphysical sense too, where it's like
Yeah.
vibrationally there with you. So
It goes with the first one as well.
yeah.
Right.
And,
Okay.
um, okay.
So what I got.
Um, okay.
So what I got. The first one, getting messages in their dreams. This may be awake or asleep, because Aries tend to have this loud kind of mind, also this ego, right? And so it's easier to connect when you're sleeping sometimes. And then I also got Atlantis.
Nice.
So this represents kind of highly awakened relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Nice. I know your Aries moon loves that. That's pretty
It also loves that it says rapid development. So it's happening a lot quicker than people realize.
Oh, a lot quicker. That's dope. That's dope. I also want to say that the cards will apply to everyone. Like it's gonna be specific for the zodiac sign, but all the message is still gonna apply wholly to you if you hear every single one, which is important.
Right.
But Taurus moon, Taurus rising, we have love makes the difference. Love can help heal past hurts and provides a sense of security, self-worth, and importance, which automatically I get the sense no more grudges, Taurus. You might have to let go of some stuff. And that means also making sure people let go of stuff for you. And we have destiny too, which is awesome.
Love that.
So your soulmate twin flame journey is legit tied into your destiny. So it's nothing you escape from. Like some of you might have not running away.
Okay, so for Taurus, that's interesting because I got divination, which represents fate, destiny. So here it says, go ahead to create your destiny.
The oracle cards we have are empowerment. So you're definitely gaining empowerment through this journey. And the way to tap into that is to love who you are. You are a divine and wonderful person deserving all the wonderful things that life has to offer. So, yes, I think it's amazing how you get the empowerment to do that.
Okay, so love assertiveness.
Oh, nice.
So this is about power.
Everything is possible. I love this card. It has the pyramids in it.
Yeah, I love that one.
The moon and all the planets. And we also have manifestation, prosperity, fortune, and good intentions. So you're definitely going to manifest this by being in the present and dreaming of the future. And Cancer is one of the best at manifestation and law of attraction in this sense. So that's awesome.
Awesome. Okay. So in order to attract this falling in love, you need to, stop thinking about the past. In the past, it echoes yours, right? When we live in the present, dream of the future.
Beautiful. Nice. Okay. Leo, we have speak the language of love. Loving words have the power to change someone's life, including your own. And then also forgiveness, which borrows off of Cancer, redemption, rebirth, and regeneration. So if you find that it's hard to really speak in love, just remove any blocks by forgiving yourself and others. Bam.
There we go. There's a
No.
positive change. And I also got released here for connecting to someone. And that's what's blocking love. So you need to just let that go and move towards the future with optimism. Let the past go.
Nice. All right, Virgo, we have harmonic resolution, which is negative anger transmutation, which I'm not even surprised. But I see it as just being able to actually transmute all the challenges that you've had and actually gain positivity from them. And also, of course, take a chance on love. When we start to love, our lives are changed forever. Bam.
There it is.
I get the sense that has to do with addressing previous conflict and kind of changing it up, alchemy style.
Awesome. So for Virgo, I'm getting that resolution, right?
Bam. So I think it's interesting you got dreams for Aries because for Libra, I have dreamscape. So you too are going to be doing some dream work. I think it's very relevant that it's opposite signs both working on dreams. So that's definitely interesting. And then also listen with your heart. You are listening to what is being said to you, but you need to listen with a loving heart.
There we go.
It's different for, I think some people, they're not going through the skipping, so it's not. But we'll see. Thankfully, though, if you're watching this after it's live, you shouldn't be. But Scorpio, this is interesting. We have both releasing and have faith. You're letting go. You're having to cleanse and purify and just have faith in that process because this is definitely what's meant to happen.
Okay, so for Scorpio, I got the Baronet.
That's totally Scorpio.
Yeah, totally.
I think that's amazing. This is we got that twice. So for Sagittarius, I have reflective truth, where your soulmate is going to reflect yourself back to you. And honesty is essential to be a loving person. It is important that we speak truthfully and in a loving manner. So that theme, once again, of honesty and truth is here.
Awesome. So for Sagittarius, I am getting Atlantis again. Atlantis.
Oh, nice. Just like Aries.
Yes. Atlantis and Union.
Alrighty, so capture your loved ones. It is important to love others deeply. And also we have breakthrough, leap of faith, freedom, new beginning.
Nice.
This is definitely going to be powerful. Cancer season is your 7th house of relationships. So it's ready to emerge right now.
Oh, it's ready. You know, I'm getting trust.
This is the closest thing to celestial. So pay attention to the angelic messages, the guidance, and the enlightenment through them, which is great.
Awesome. For Aquarius, I am getting perfect timing. So this is happening for you, this love, perfect timing. You'll know when it's the right time to move forward.
Back or giving a hug to someone who needs it. And also liberation, power, fulfillment, and self-attainment.
Love that. So for Pisces, I got true love.
Oh.
Yeah, I got true love. This is a once in a lifetime love. I get a strong feeling that from a lot of Pisces watching, you've already met this person. This is like a confirmation for you. Not moving forward. Things have been a little slow. You've been in reflection. This will soon change.
Sweet. Well, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna be great to go back to as well. So, um, yeah, unfortunately, it seems like there's just heavy interference here. So, I mean, it's still cool because I really do believe the playback will be straight, but uh,
Hmm.
I personally like when stuff like this happens because the interference is proof that what you're talking about is so important that, because this never happens. So when I see uncharacteristic stuff like this,
Really?
and it's usually always when I talk about important stuff like twin flames or when people have 12th house energy, like
Mm.
it's too deep. So it is what it is. But yeah, the last thing I'd like to do is this three questions game. So we'll take turn asking each other questions. Um, you can ask me a question and I'll answer it, and then I'll ask you a question, and then we'll take two more rounds.
With the cards?
Oh no! Oh, great question. No, just with questions.
Just
Just,
question. Um, questions like just in general.
yeah. Oh, you know what's interesting?
Hmm.
Apparently for some people, it's shifted and there's no more interference now that we're done with the cards. That's
Something
crazy.
didn't like the cards. That's funny.
Yeah, that's very, very weird. But I'm not even surprised at this point anymore.
Okay, so we're just asking questions about.
General questions about stuff personally. It's putting both of us on the hot seat.
Okay. Um, I should go first?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so are you on a twin flame journey?
Oh crap. Yeah.
You don't have to get into details,
No,
whatever you want to share.
I I feel you said that your twin flame shows the shadows of you more than anyone else, and that is definitely been my experience. I've never felt more emasculated and like humbled, and definitely it's awakened me spiritually too. And the biggest theme of it is trust. Damn. So
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely am. I think the biggest battle is doubting it in some aspect because a lot of it is triggering powerful ego death. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, I'm I'm glad you asked that because even just recently, I tried to. I think I was at the part where I wasn't sure. Um, I kind of been at a sense where my mind felt it was some aspect, and then my heart felt it was some. So really kind of seeing the difference between both, and of course following my heart, but also how I just kind of appreciate how non-vanilla the process is. It's not really this romantic glorified
Not at all.
definitely very real. It's kind of without all the Disney theatrics. um, and it's almost to the point where I'm like, screw you, I'm gonna be with my soulmate instead.
Oh, many people try that. They're like, forget this. I'm just gonna get a soulmate, and then it doesn't work.
So, but I I am on a twin flame journey. I like to see it as a journey, and you've definitely helped me embrace it as one too, instead of just like some concept or topic. So yeah, it's funny because I'm telling you I do, but it don't. I believe it, but it's still like
There's still a resistance there.
yeah, and a
Mhm.
lot of it is spirit is like, oh, you don't even know nothing yet. Like you barely know what you're talking about. It's kind of like it too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I noticed it's difficult for your polarity, for the divine masculine polarity in this way, because I see the ego as, I mean, everyone has it, but it's a very masculine thing because it's very logical, it's very physical, it's very, like grounded kind of energy, and it's almost like, twin flames are asking you to believe in magical, mystical stuff that you can't see, that you're not even sure is real. So I could definitely see that I see that that's very hard for the divine masculine.
That and surrendering the ego, which I
Yeah.
thought was easy to do and name, but actually doing it is so hard. And to make it even crazier, all the magical, mystical stuff that I was skeptical of, I saw through the twin flame journey. So it's like harder to deny. Actually, that's another frustration. It's so hard to deny. It's like
It's hard
to.
Yeah, well, it's part of the surrender, right? So let me give a tip out there to all the divine masculines. If you want to make this easier on yourself and everybody, surrender the ego. You'll get what you want if you just surrender the ego.
To be completely honest, I think a lot of masculines, myself included, are like, "How?" I thought I knew how to, and I even do, but it's like,
You
yeah,
stop fighting it. See, because
y'all,
men think that love is something they have to fight and work for. And in this twin flame kind of experience, it's more you just have to surrender to it. So if you just think, well, what does my heart want right now? What does it really want with this person? And you just go for that, you're surrendering the ego because you're not paying attention to the ego anymore. Suddenly you're listening to what your heart is saying.
okay, that's beautiful. That makes a lot of
And
sense.
a lot of, I find a lot of divine masculines, it's like maybe they've been in separation and they want to reach out to their feminine because they just miss her or whatever, but they don't because the ego says, well, this or that, I don't know, whatever it's telling you. But if you just for it, it's not so bad. There's just a part of you that's telling you no. The ego is like, no, you can't do this.
It's usually a dumb reason why I can't surrender. It's always and it always feels like a defensive fight. It's
It's
like
defensive, yes.
I can't give up control and let go. Yeah. So my question for you is, I know you said you've always been clairvoyant.
Mhm.
What is your experience and thoughts with mediumship and contacting spirits and ghosts?
Well, I have done mediumship. Like I've channeled people's past relatives, so it's nothing new to me. You know, I think that it's I mean, I feel like there should be a reason, right? Why you're trying to connect with spirits and people that have passed. But if you're just doing it for kicks, just to annoy the spirits, then don't do it. It's all about intention. What's your intention for this? Um, so yeah, so I'm all for it. It's
Sweet.
just things. I'll send certain spirits there. Um, but mostly, I guess the most intense experience was when I had a relative pass. It was like he was still here, and I was a kid, so I was confused, about what I was seeing. And then I realized that I was seeing his spirit, and he's gone.
Nice.
Hmm.
You actually saw the spirit.
Yeah, like I would see him, and he'd be walking around the house, and it was like he was here. Um, and I still connect to him to this relative.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now it's your turn. So I really see this more as the universe kind of had to break down my beliefs because I realized more and more that I thought I became an astrologer, but the universe kind of just G checked me and was like, "You're reading the stars now." I'm like, "This is just what you're doing." So, it really more like came out of necessity where I no longer. I literally felt the death of my Christian belief, and it felt horrible because it was like, "What the hell is the truth?" And then I just started watching horoscopes, which before I thought was like wrong because I was taught you're not supposed to do that. But this kind of slowly during 2011, opened me to the concept of accuracy in horoscopes. And then I got my chart read. And this is what really inspired me to really kind of once I realized that a chart reading was even possible, I instantly became passionate about it. and I was just so obsessed and fascinated with the stars, and knowing this as above, so below, and that simultaneously occurred with me connecting with a twin flame soulmate, at least etherically, which just awakened me spiritually, but drove me insane, completely insane. But I mean, I don't regret it. I did a lot of crazy stuff, but
Yeah.
looking back on it now, it's like at least I could laugh at it. But yeah, um, my second question for you is, what do you feel is like the most pressing collective lesson or issue when it comes to love? And more so when it comes to how people are embracing it, and evolving with it, both the masculine and the feminine.
Yeah. I would say that it's faith.
Oh, true that.
Mhm. I've noticed in, the years that I've done, that's the one thing that I speak about mostly. It's faith. It's trusting in what you can't see, right? That's why I think I fell into twin flames and spiritual connections, because you kind of have to trust in what you can't see and just follow what your soul and your heart are telling you.
Yeah.
And people have trouble with that. The collective has trouble with faith, because trust in the divine, because we're taught to live in just the physical. The relationships are just physical. It's about marriage and whatever. And now we're being asked to connect to people at a higher soul level, and now we have to trust our soul and our heart over the physical. And I
Yeah.
noticed that people have trouble with this, with trust, not only in love and everything, but especially in love.
Not true that. I thought I had a lot of faith until this showed me I could have a lot more. I could definitely build much more personally. But yeah, all right. And we now have, all right. And
More to the divine, to the spiritual, like you personally. Like, how did it?
that's a really, really great question.
Yeah.
Um, People used to deify are really just cosmic, conscious, heavenly bodies that consciously interact with us. And when some of us channel, it actually really revolutionized how I see everything. So I purposefully like to talk about astrology all the time because I feel like it's language that needs to be taught in schools. It's like I see astrology more as a language more than a science. It's like the language of the stars. So it it really started to it's to a point where I can start to see similar spirits in people. Like I could see two people of the same sun sign and moon sign, and how their names are similar and how the actual likeness is. It's almost really freaky, and
Mm-hmm.
it's forcing me to like. Sometimes when I talk to people, I know I'm not talking to their individual makeup. I'm talking to Virgo, or I'm talking to Gemini, and it's like it's amazing. It's helped me. It's when it comes to connecting to the divine, it's helped me know more all the philosophical and spiritual lessons I was taught. It's like astrology helped complete that final understanding. Like, here's how to really look at this. Here's really how to look at that. It's personally affected me as at first having crutches. I've never been able to see, and it's helped me respect other people's energy too. Because some people don't need astrology to still see stuff that is still kind of discerned. I won't say they don't need it, but it's definitely helped me make practical, realistic sense of abstract and cosmic principles and see how it's all in the mundane. And it's definitely helped me believe that magic is more than real, and everything does happen for a reason. I didn't always believe that. I thought sometimes the reason is because it's a mundane. Like sometimes the reason why you had a bad day is because you're an idiot, right? But and even though that we have free will, in that sense. Like everything really does happen for a reason.
Oh
Every
yeah.
It's so fascinating. And that's helped me gain more reverence for the divine. And it's something that is still every day teaching me. Like I think I know about 0.008% of all this astrological knowledge. And it's so much. So
It's very vast. I see it as sort of like it explains the divine order,
yes,
you know.
true that. So my final question for you is what are your three favorite zodiac signs and what three give you the most challenge?
Okay. My top favorite is Aries.
Oh, nice.
I love Aries. Yeah, I've always I have a lot of Aries friends. I love Aries, and I love their energy and just there's something about them. Okay. I also I really do like Virgo a lot. I think because I relate, you know.
Yeah.
Um, and I also let's see, I also really like Pisces. I like
Nice.
Pisces people a lot. Um, the three that give me the most challenge, the three that give me the most challenge are Virgo.
Again.
Yeah.
Aha, yes.
Virgo, I get them, I'm one, but I also have a challenge with Virgo and also with Capricorn.
Yeah, Capricorn is overall challenging, so I can't blame
Mm,
you.
okay. And then also oh, Leo.
Uh-huh.
Leo's challenge. Actually, I actually really like Leos too, but they also give me a lot of challenge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is fair. I mean, Leo and Capricorn are in their very nature challenging, so it
Makes sense.
but I just love how Virgo always ends up on the challenging list. Like 62 episodes, I think Virgo has been there over 50 times. So it's really cool.
Wow. I feel like Virgo just have this like bad rap.
It's because y'all are the realist. I'll give you that. Someone has to be a critical one. So thank you so much, Nailea. This was definitely really awesome. I mean, interference and all, we still definitely were able to say what needed to be said. So I have the link to your YouTube channel below. What readings do you offer? How can people reach you? And do you have any final advice for people entering this spiritual path or on this spiritual path?
Okay, so you can find me on NaileaGuerrero.com, my website. I have two different kinds of readings. I have angel readings, which is more of a general reading about love, career, about anything. And then I have the twin flame reading that's just specifically about twin flames. You can find me on Instagram. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Facebook. Yeah, and also I'm just starting to. I'm going to start offering courses. Okay, teaching about how to do what I do, channeling. Also, how to start a spiritual business. I'm also going to be teaching about how to listen to your intuition. What's intuition? How do I follow it? Deciphering fear versus, an actual message. So I'm going to start teaching more. Not so much readings, but I still do readings too at this time. And just any, messages. Okay, so I'm tuning in right now to my angels that I always tune into. And they really want me to emphasize the whole spiritual connection, love. I get that a lot of people right now are just manifesting a spiritual relationship, whether it's twin flames or soulmates, it doesn't matter. It's a spiritual connection. And don't be disheartened by the challenge and by the path. It's leading you to somewhere great, whatever kind of path you're on when it comes to love. And also faith. trust whatever path you're on, have faith in it, have faith in what you're doing, have faith that the divine is leading you in the right direction at all times. And especially right now in this time of where people are just manifesting a spiritual love partnership.
I'm glad you harped on the spiritual connection because it's just something that's so elusive, but like very present at the same time.
Right. It's something that you can really trust it with all your heart because it's spiritual. So the divine has it for you. You know, they have your back. They have the divine order. You know, you don't have to worry about it. Um, yeah.
Amen. So, yeah, with that being said, make sure y'all hit her up. I've personally had readings from her and they're still accurate to the date. So, definitely grateful for that. And yeah, you guys stay tuned